I started at 28. I was able to achieve this financial independence in probably 10 years from there. This is very much doable for everyone. If I can do it, and if I am able to do it following the principles, I think everyone should be able to do it. I'm just doing whatever I can do in terms of helping people achieve their financial goals.
Welcome to the first episode of Power Pioneers, a podcast where we celebrate the inspiring journeys of people achieving financial freedom. Today we have with us Rajkumar, our portfolio and mutual fund expert, who will be sharing his journey of achieving financial freedom in just 10 years at the age of 38. Let's get started. Why don't you walk us through your financial freedom journey?
Okay.
It's fantastic and it's inspirational, so I think everyone would want to hear about it.
I generally feel like we just have one life. We have to live by our own plans, right? So unfortunately, many of us are not able to do because we have got commitments and we stick to the same job, though we don't like it. But point is, by the time you reach close to that, right, you are not bothered so much about your financial goals and other stuff because you're planned enough, right? So that kind of freedom is phenomenal, right? So you don't have to bother so much about your day-to-day time. You don't have to bother about your Mondays. You don't have to bother about your weekend ending so quickly. That is a completely different feel, and that happens once you achieve your financial freedom. For someone to experience it, he has to go through the journey, and the moment he reaches there, he or she will never regret, because that feeling is completely different. You'll not believe, but I was not very much inclined towards investing, saving and all those things until I got married, right? Okay. So 2012, I started my journey. I started with a 10,000 rupee investment on a monthly basis in 2012 August. And then it went all the way from there, and it just increased because of the knowledge. This is very much doable for everyone. If I can do it, I come from a middle class background, my dad being a government servant and my mom was a housewife. And if I am able to do it following the principles, I think everyone should be able to do it.
So for someone, say 25 years old, earning around 1 lakh a month living in Bangalore, how would you suggest this person should plan out his or her financial journey?
We are talking about a financial independence kind of a corpus, right? So my suggestion here is people should aim for that first bigger number. Let's talk about a reasonable number of 1 crore. So let's take 30,000 per month is his investable surplus. Okay. Does that sound reasonable?
I think, yeah, fair.
Okay, now let's see how much time does it take for this person doing 30,000 per month at the rate of, let's assume, 15% compounding. When will he reach that first 1 crore, right? I've done the calculation. With that, I see that particular person reaching his first crore in 11 years.
Okay.
So someone starts at 25, 30,000 per month, growing at the rate of 15% CAGR, he will reach his first 1 crore in 11 years. That is at the age of 36.
Got it.
The second crore happens in just 4 years from there.
Oh.
Okay, so 25, he started investing. By 36, he reached the first 1 crore. By 40, he will reach the second crore. Basically, what took 11 years for him to build the first 1 crore happened in just 4 years.
Wow,
after he built that, after he built that first 1 crore. So 3 crore happens in just 17th year. So 40, he had a corpus of 2 crores.
Right.
By 42, he has reached 3 crores. And this is on assumption that he stays invested and continues this 30K investment on a monthly basis. After 21 years, he'll have 5 crores. Okay?
Wow.
So 25 he starts, 20 years or 21 years, by 45, he'll have 5 crore portfolio, right? Now tell me, is financial independence very difficult? What it requires is just discipline and starting an early investment.
Right. And we all often hear, and especially people of my age and this, somewhere in late 20s, early 30s, that they want to achieve financial freedom faster, right? Everyone is chasing, retirement early concept, or at least be financially free. What would you say to these people?
Now you are asking about a situation like where someone wants to achieve it faster,
Yes,
right?
I can't wait till 32.
So that requires two things, like let's increase the investment from 30,000. Let's try to increase that to 40,000, right? 40,000, and the step up, let's assume as just 10%. So 40,000 per month, growing at the rate of 15 percentage with a step up of 10 percentage every year, you will reach your first 1 crore in just 8 years.
Oh,
Okay. The second crore happens in the 11th year. Third crore happens in 13th year. Fifth crore happens in 16 years. Okay. So 25 plus 16, which is 40 or 41, you'll have 5 crores in your portfolio.
Got it.
So for a person aspiring financial independence, retirement early, fire, right? If he has fire within himself and he follows all these things, retirement at 40 is possible.
So what do you think are like the major hindrances in this, 15-year journey that people usually have? And, if it is so simple, why isn't everyone doing it?
Right. When your investable surplus goes down for various reasons, now you have to start at 40,000. You are not able to start at 40,000. Or let's consider that this person has started 40,000. 2 or 3 years later, he is not able to do 40,000 because he is falling into the trap of an EMI, right? Now I see many people falling into the EMI trap, like where they service EMIs worth 90,000, 1 lakh and all. So if you fall into the trap of such EMIs, financial independence is very, very difficult.
Got it. Is there any rule of thumb for like EMIs? How much should, like, what is the threshold level beyond which we should not breach for
Right.
EMIs?
So you can probably consider 30, there is a rule 30, 30, 30 and 10, right? So 30 percentage of your earnings can be allocated towards your expenses. 30 percentage of your earnings can probably go towards EMIs, if at all any. 30 percentage for some savings or investment kind of stuff. 10 percentage can be for any discretionary spend for your entertainment and all those stuff. But what happens is, like, when people take loan, I see people servicing 50 percentage or even 60 percentage of their EMI into EMI section, right? So when that happens, financial independence, I will say it is not difficult, it is not possible at all. How can you counter that? You need to increase your income, right?
So could you help us with, telling us the breakup of how you navigated through where to invest? How did you plan your investment, equity, debt? How did you do that? And some of the assumptions you took in your calculations, like returns, etc. Like your whole journey via numbers, basically. How did you plan that journey?
So I was like, okay, 6 crores or 5 crores is my retirement corpus. What options do I have? I can probably invest in debt. That was the only asset class that I knew until I started my journey. So how much can you expect out of debt? Somewhere probably say 6-7 percentage or probably 8 percentage then. But if you look at the current asset allocation for many of the investors in India, it is more towards real estate. And the second highest is more towards debt. Equity allocation is very less, right? Basically, inflation you can assume as 6-7 percentage. Any investment that does not give you returns over 6 or 7 percentage, you are not growing your money. Your money is just matching inflation. It is not growing. And unless you follow a strategy to grow your money, you can't reach such a big corpus of 6 crores or whatever, right? So then equity was obviously the last choice that I had. And then I started exploring more on equity. And then I started with an investment, as I said, 10,000 per month. And then later it evolved to 22,000 per month after I did the complete planning. The factors that I assumed on return was as I said, for debt it was more of 7 percentage or 8 percentage then. Equity was 12 percentage was my assumption. But during my journey, I found 15 percentage is very much doable.
Oh, really?
If you stay disciplined and if you stay invested for long term, right? And people can still come and say what has happened 15 percentage is not possible in future, right? Because as the economy emerges, the returns will come down is what they say. And I have already factored that discounted in my portfolio CAGR, and that's where I'm bringing it to 15 after factoring the discount. So these were pretty much my assumptions.
Is this 15% like equity? Is it stocks or is it mutual funds?
Mutual funds which invest in equity and stocks, right?
Right.
So
I mean, not in direct stocks, but even...
No, direct stocks can give you even more returns, but that comes with even more risk, right? I mean, you never know when you can pick up the stock at the right time.
I think for us, like we are doing a 9 to 5. So with that, also looking at markets all the time is not possible. So hence I was wanting to check that Because mutual fund is a good passive way to invest.
Stock picking is not just about the entry at the right time, exit also matters, right? So that is all basically taken care by the fund managers, and you do the investments from your end. So it is an easy way, because end of the day, peace of mind is more important in investing. You invest in a wrong stock or probably the right stock at a wrong time, all these disappointments can happen. So mutual fund is an easy approach to handle the equity investments.
Another kind of audience that we face is a dual income couple, right? Husband and wife both working in a city like Bangalore. How do you recommend they should plan their finances? Because there are multiple paths you can do jointly. Think of it independently. How do they plan? How should they plan their financial journey together?
Dual engine, both earning, because of which you'll have higher investable surplus. Is financial independence possible? Even better, right? Because you have higher earnings, and then like you can invest more, and then you can step up also more, you can achieve your financial independence. So this is very much possible. But coming to your question on how to plan the investment, should it be joint or single, I would say like keep it simple, right? So you can have it in individual's name, right? Now husband and wife planning for their investment, they can have portfolios joint also. There is no harm having it. But I would suggest having it on individual's name for many reasons. One is ease of usage, ease of portfolio tracking. And it also gives confidence to each of the partners, right? So like he or she can say like, okay, I have a portfolio worth this much. On today's condition, I'm not sure if we should get this onto the video, but couple, due to various reasons, they get separated, right? So in such scenarios, having a joint account can be complicated in future. So you can have it as single and have the nominee as the other partner. That is more easy.
But the goal numbers like 5 CR, 10 CR, whatever, that should be like a jointly planned number incorporating
The family portfolio, portfolio reaching that number.
Right. So, okay, got it. So what were your key insights or key surprising findings on this journey before you started this financial freedom journey?
The earlier approach was invest whatever you have now. But then like when I tried to calculate how much I need to invest for each of my goals, so I basically had 3 goals, very simple. One was for my son's education and probably for his wedding, and last was for a retirement. I did not complicate because I knew these 3 goals itself required a huge corpus. I did not want to add any further goals. Okay, so I calculated it. So at that time I was actually like investing 10,000 per month starting August 2012. I did this kind of an structured approach way back in 2013. And then like I got to know that the amount that I need to invest for these goals starting at 2013 should be 22,000 per month for all these goals.
Okay.
Whereas I was just doing 10,000. So this was the first mistake. Okay. First mistake is you need to calculate how much you require for each of these goals, how much you need to invest for each of these goals, and then start investing rather than taking a random amount and then investing. That's not good. These numbers will scare you, and the amount that you need to invest every month may be a very difficult number for you to invest. It's okay. You know that number, and then start with as much as you can and probably increase it whenever possible. And I started with 8,000 in large cap mutual fund schemes. Okay. So I was like, I don't want to see more volatility in my portfolio, and I just did 2,000 rupees in my mid and small cap scheme. So had I done that, the reverse, right? 8,000 in mid and small, and probably another 2,000 in large cap, I could have reached my goals even faster, right? These are, I mean, like my suggestion is like when you get into the market and when you don't have knowledge, just make sure you have a complete understanding of all these things. Don't take any decisions emotionally. Go by the facts.
So now that you've achieved financial freedom, what are some of the, findings that, you never thought that you will have after achieving financial freedom? Some of the insights you can share about that.
As I was nearing my goal of financial freedom, one thing that I found very unique is this is possible for everyone. What it requires is basic common sense and discipline, right? Unfortunately, we try to complicate things and feel it is very difficult. It is very much doable. The kind of confidence that a liquid asset can probably give you is much better. I was in fact referring in another forum where the amount of confidence that you have on a 5 crore liquid portfolio is much better than a confidence that you can get out of a 10 crore worth of an illiquid portfolio. By illiquid portfolio, I probably mean real estate or other assets which you cannot liquidate immediately, right? So this gives you a confidence, and when money gives you confidence, the freedom or probably the feel that you get out of it, right? So where that level of financial freedom helps you to probably plan your time according to your need.
You are financially free now, right? So how does your portfolio look like? What is the breakdown, and how has it evolved from when you started at the age of 28 to 10 years later?
Right. Today it is 100% on equity.
100%.
100%. It may sound very unconventional because people say like you cannot have 100% in equity. I generally don't recommend to people because like my risk appetite will be completely different from that of the person who is going to see this video, right? So you can probably have 60-70% of your portfolio into equities. If you still feel that debt will add value to you, you can, as per the theory of asset allocation. But again, personal finance is more personal finance, right? It should be customized. So and again, like my 100% in equity, as I started, like I was more conservative. It was more into large cap kind of funds. So today it is more of a mid, small, multi-cap. Multi-cap is like a mix of all these things. And I have some tactical allocation in terms of sectoral bets, right? So sectoral funds are probably the highest risk in the category in terms of mutual funds.
Okay.
But if you do that smartly, you can make very good returns there.
So you said you're invested 100% into equities, right? And right now, as we speak, markets are at an all-time high. So do you think someone should invest in equities at this moment?
This is a common question that comes from every investor, right? Probably from new investor, mostly from new investors. A person who has stayed invested in the market for a long duration generally does not ask this question, why? Now take my case as an example, right? I started investing at my age of 28. So Sensex was at its all-time high at that particular time, okay? So if I had hesitated to invest then, I would have waited for market to correct. No one can time the market. So when Sensex was at its all-time high, then it was at 16,000 then. Today Sensex is at 72,000. So I invested at a market high of 16,000. Today it is at 72,000. So can you now tell me, did I invest at the high or bottom for this 10-year journey?
Absolutely.
At the bottom. And when someone is going to invest today, when we say market as it is at its all-time high, it is at high for the last 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatnot. It is definitely a bottom for the next 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
We will see markets going up from 72,000 to 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh, right? For those numbers, and probably you are investing for your long-term goals, which are 10, 15, 20 years from now. For those numbers, this all-time high is definitely a bottom because Sensex will be at a much higher level after 10, 15 years. That's the perspective that you have to take.
And what do you say to the people, who are in the YOLO mode, which is you live only once and are not saving enough? So what would you say to those people?
See, I would say like we should enjoy our life as well, right? So we are just living here for once, right? So I always suggest to strike a balance between both. You should not go both the extremes, right? I mean, like we have people like who are so much into spending, and we have another category of people knowing all this financial stuff, right? They go mad saying like, oh my God, I want to achieve this. I don't want to spend anything today. I want to save everything. No, that's not recommended. Strike a balance. Balance is always important in life. So what I would suggest is do not compromise your life or probably the young age of your life just for the sake of achieving financial freedom. Have a balance. Enjoy your life. Spend time with your family. So have a balance. I would suggest to have a balance.
Yeah. Yeah. So, final thoughts, Raj, here on your journey and something that you would want our users to remember. And last thoughts here about your journey.
See, very simple. So the first rule: start early. Okay, start as much as you can, because like now there may be people who say like all my goals require 20,000. And I just have 10,000, I'll wait for 20,000 to come and then I'll start. No, start with 10,000. and then when it is possible, increment it. Okay. Third is increase your investments whenever you have an option to increase. This will help you to reach your financial independence. More than that, have confidence in your investing strategy. Okay, stay through the course. Markets will be volatile. Volatility is always there. When you travel in a flight, you will experience turbulence, right? You stay confident, you stay with your seatbelts turned on, you will enjoy the journey, right? Markets will be turbulent, markets will be volatile. Stay through the course. You'll definitely make money. Markets will test the patience of the investor. One who survives through the test will make very good returns in the long term, and they can achieve financial freedom. Last but not the least, this is more important, spend time in terms of improving your financial literacy. And let's try to have everyone in this country achieve their financial independence.
Absolutely, Raj.